Hello, good morning, my good people of Biafra, my wonderful people of the nation, those ones who love what I'm doing, and those ones who like to be watching my program and my content. May the Almighty God bless you all. Good morning to you all. You are hearing my voice from Okute Daily Thoughts Corner, bringing to you this Friday morning or Friday early morning broadcast, being the 16th day in the month of December, the year 2022. So if this is your first time of hearing my voice or watching any of my content, please endeavor to subscribe, like, share my content, and also comment. Make sure you turn on the notification button, be the first to be notified each time we go live or post something new on my channel. And I want to use this medium or this opportunity to thank all my fans, my viewers and subscribers, those ones who love what I'm doing, and those ones who also in one way or the other supporting this channel or any channel related to Okute Daily Talk. May the Almighty bless the words of your hand, meet you at every point of your need, and may whatever you are going to use to celebrate this Xmas never elude from you. So let us go straight into the business of the day. Tighten your seatbelt and give me your listening ear, for we are about to take off now. Police snap POS fraudsters after punch investigations. The Nigerian Police National Cybercrime Center has arrested a group of fraudsters who stole over 16 million naira using point of sales machine, that POS. The police spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi announced this in a statement issued on Tuesday evening. He said the police unit, which was set up to tackle cybercrime offenses, has recorded a salient achievement in less than 1 month. According to the police publicist, one of those achievements is the arrest of a POS fraud network. So people who are using POS, be aware that the fraud which you are looking for on the internet, Yahoo, is in the POS at this very point in time, or as I'm talking to you. So you people have to be at alarm and be very, very careful. It is a case of unlawful access to a computer network and manipulation of a point of sale network to defraud the unsuspecting owner of the total sum of 16,149,195 naira. He stated the suspects arrested are Sani Ayodeji, 29, Felix Oluwasoyin, Felix Oluwasoyin, 24, and Adeleye Oluwasoyin, 32. This is the youth we are talking about at their age of production, according to P2B, that is doing all these things because the government had not provided work. If you check very well, you find out that all these three youths now, they are very, very talented, and they have been graduates without work. That is the country we call our own. That is the country we came from, whereby the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. They keep doing everything humanly possible to make sure that they subdue the poor, not to get to know what they know. Explaining the suspects' mode of operation, Adejobi said the suspects signed up on a POS platform known as T-Money Technologies Company, using their bank verification numbers and those of their friends and relatives without their consent. They proceeded to open a valid wallet account with the T-Money, manipulated the company network security system, and fraudulently transferred funds to the tune of 16.1 million from the T-Money platform to various online accounts for where they made subsequent withdrawals. The suspects were eventually arrested in Ibadan, Oyo State, by operatives of the NPF, Nigerian Police Force National Cybercrime Center, after an official complaint was lodged by the financial controller of the T-Money platform. Upon the arrest, the suspects were found in possession of several mobile phones, POS machines, SIM cards, automated teller machines, machine cards, and one Toyota Matrix car with registration number KUJ 548CN, which they confessed was bought with proceeds of the crime, he stated. Adejobi noted that the suspects will be charged to court as soon as possible. This development comes 1 week after Punch Investigations published an investigative report exposing activities of POS fraudsters in the report titled POS Fraud. House law guidelines, banks' apathy caused Nigerians huge losses, which was published on November of 2018. Our correspondent reported how the POS has turned into a tool through which fraudsters swindle unsuspecting Nigerians. The report also chronicled how banks regulatory agencies and law enforcement had put in place little or no measures to stem the riot. That is what you people hear about the POS and how men are defrauding their fellow Nigerians through another means instead of going through the normal means of acquiring their wealth or whatever they may think of. But all these things have to blame it on the government, because look at the youth that is acting this. They are on their productive age, graduated without no work after spend 6 years, or spend 4 years or 5 years in the university, hoping to have a work from their own government, but the government will make it open to them that there's no vacant for them. So there's no point for them going to school. That's exactly what they meant. But all the whole vacant positions in the government offices, houses, and the rest of them have been reserved for their children when they are graduated. Even most of them will graduate in 20 years' time. Yes, of course, all the position will be reserved for them. And that is why you see this country can never be well at all. Because the corruption keep on multiplying. Imagine the Minister of Information or Communication, what did they call him? Or is part of the Minister of the Communication, Pantami, reserving a position for his own son who barely do nothing, who barely know nothing, other than jumping from one artist or singer to the other in their outside part. But they have already secretly employed the boy to come and work in a position that the boy is not even qualified to be a secretary or even an errand boy. You see, that is the corruption. That is how the corruption keep growing. Tomorrow he will retire and his son will take over his position, and the corruption will continue from there. And when the son is retiring, by then have already have a son who will go to replace him. Then tell me how that sector of the country, because that is how it multiplies and applies in other sectors of the government, and that is how corruption keep on growing day by day. All these ones you saw there, they are not the one that started this. Their own parents brought them into that system, and that is why the country keep on dying every day in, day out. EFCC protests as a Ekweremadu blames commission for detention. I know that the Nigerian government will also ever have hand in what is happening to this young man, despite the fact that he is not innocent. He have looted a lot of funds that is meant for the public or for the state or for Enugu state. So now he's receiving his own payment at his own coins. So nobody should pity him or have anything to say concerning whatever the ESS or they have signed or letter they have sent to withhold him. In part, former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu told Justice Inyang Eko of Federal High Court in Abuja on Thursday that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission was responsible for his travels at the London court, where he had been in detention over alleged organ harvest. Ekwuremadu's allegations were contained in an application he filed before the Nigerian court, seeking an order of the court to set aside an interim order granted in favor of the federal government for forfeiture of his 40 properties in the country and outside the country. The ex-deputy Senate President, in an application by his counsel, Chief Adegboyaga Awomolo San, claimed that the forfeiture order was granted to the federal government in an error because the EFCC suppressed information and facts in respect of the properties. All the properties have to be forfeited. It does not belong to you. How much is your salary? How much is your salary for you to acquire all these properties? I mean, this one is the one we know. The one that you acquire with your relative or your concubines and the rest of them, nobody knows about that. What about the cash? Nobody knows about that. They just said properties. Specifically, the senator who had been detained since June 21 of 2022 alleged that the EFCC fraudulently obtained the forfeiture order for the government by concealing information that the investigation on the 40 properties started as far back as 2008. He said that the anti-graft agency deliberately refused to disclose to the court that he was in London detention and would not be able to counter the forfeiture request. Ekweremadu therefore prayed to the court to set aside the forfeiture order and stay proceedings in the matter until he resolved his order before the London court. You can never resolve that order. You will remain there. However, counsel to the EFCC, Silvano Stahe's son, denied that the commission was behind Ekweremadu's order. While admitting that the EFCC wrote the London court based on a special request, he said that it was a normal routine for the anti-graft agencies to exchange information that will be helpful to one another. Tayo did not object to the request for a stay of proceedings until Kuremadu had fully resolved his case in the London court, but he was vehemently opposed to the request to vacate the forfeiture order. Justice Ekwo, after taking arguments from parties, fixed January 25 of next year for a ruling in the matter. The court had on Friday, November 4th, ordered the interim forfeiture of 40 landed properties linked to the Kuremadu in some parts of the country and outside the country. Justice Ekwo issued the order following an ex parte motion filed and moved by Ibrahim Buba, lawyer of the EFCC. So that is all you need to know about this very matter. Diaspora Nigerians to renew passports on arrival. So what happens with their visas out there? Is there any paper you are going to give to cover them when their passport have expired, so that the immigration in that very country will extend their visas? This is nonsensical nonsense. The Federal Minister of Interior and the Nigerian Immigration, in continuation of the implementation of Passport Administration and Immigration Service reforms, have inaugurated a special fast-track service that would enable Nigerians in diaspora with expired passport to return home without hindrance. The Controller General of the Immigration, Isa Idris, had in a circular dated December 9 of 2022, forwarded to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, all heads of foreign missions, all immigration attaches, all airport controllers, and all airlines, stated that the special arrangement was approved by the federal government of Nigeria. Idris has said all airlines in Nigeria were requested to allow holders of expired passports to board without any hindrance, while all Nigerian diplomatic missions abroad were also requested to circulate the same information to airline operators and border authorities of their host countries for compliance. However, in a statement made available to the Punch on Thursday, the Public Relations Officer of the NIS, Anthony Akuneme, explained that the service, which will be available for 2 months, will also give the returnee Nigerians opportunities to renew their Nigerian passport during their stay in the country. He said dedicated diaspora desk had been set up at international airports across the country to ensure Nigerians returning home from abroad have hassle-free passage. The ongoing dedicated diaspora service, available from December 12, 2022 to January 31, 2023, allows Nigerian passport holders in the diaspora to board their countries of residence and be admitted into Nigeria with their expired international passports. The Controller General of the Immigration had also directed passport control offices to accord priority to the returnees and their families, bearing in mind that most of them have a specific time they must return to their countries of residence after their holiday in Nigeria. The Deputy Controller of the Immigration further stated that applicants for the new enhanced Nigeria e-passport, whose biometrics had been captured at the Nigeria Immigration Service offices at the Nigerian Mission in their respective countries of residence, did not need to start a fresh applications. Also, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mr. Bike Dabiri Erewa, recommended the Nigerian Immigration Service boards for launching a dedicated service to meet the needs of Nigerians returning home from abroad for the Xmas celebrations. So that is all you need to know about the new law that Nigerians with expired passport who are intend to return back home this Xmas, because this is when they needed it most, that their passports can be renewed on arrival. So the airports, the border authorities, and the rest of them, the airlines, should not disturb or hinder them from coming back to their fatherland for Xmas. Vote for Nigeria's future. Carrington advises youths. Arese, widow of the late former United States Ambassador to Nigeria, Walter Carrington, has charged Nigerian youth to defend the future of the country with their votes at the forthcoming 2023 general election and stop being bystanders, only if they will listen and hear. She said this is at the second Ambassador Walter Carrington annual symposium with the team Rethinking Youth Engagement for National Development held in Lagos on Thursday. Arrest all the youth to believe in their future and the values her late husband cherished. She said, youth engagement is important in nation building. social justice, environmental justice, and a better future for the youth are issues you should engage in. Elections are about the future. Defend the future of the country by casting your vote and becoming a participant, not a bystander. You have strength, you have character, believe the best is yet to come. You should be involved in decisions that affect your future because the future belongs to you. Only for those who agree to this. Arrest also noted that the last ambassador's legacy had been manifested through the Carrington Youth Fellowship Initiative. She said the Carrington Youth Fellowship Initiative tries to address some of these challenges through its programs by affecting positive change in Nigeria and globally through the projects they developed and implement in various fields such as civil liberties, education, public health, university outreach, and vocational training. The fellows and alumni through their programs have become a beacon of light in the communities they serve and beyond through CYFI. Programs Carrington's legacies are being manifested and will continue to be manifested as the number of fellows continue to multiply. To the lead pastor, Trinity House Church, Pastor Itwa Igudalo, the only choice the youths have is to vote for a presidential candidate that will represent the national interest, as they said. He said the youth should have started a long time ago, especially when they were seeming to get organized. They should have decided who they wanted. They did not know how powerful they are, but now they know. They should to just gather themselves together and decide who they want to vote coming 2023. There are 16 people that have represented themselves, and we did not have much of choice in deciding who those 16 were because they have a congressman. Out of that 16, one of them would be better than the rest. So they should analyze the 16, evaluate them, and decide who they think is the best, who can lead Nigeria right. Oyo State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Sen Fokorade, who was also a panelist, urged the youth to be engaged at the grassroots level to vote for the right candidate. He said, more than ever, we need such a program like this because we need to recalibrate the mindset of our youth, and they need to see it in such a way that all these things about youth empowerment and youth engagement is not rocket science. It is something that we need to get involved at the lowest level. The grassroots is principal in the discussion, so I encourage a number of youths to set up and get involved. The President, Nigerian Youth Congress, Blessing Akinlo Soto, said the government should do more in engaging the younger generations only if they will agree. He said youth engagement should be taken very seriously. The younger generations are becoming too agitated. The youth should try as much as possible to learn more and ask questions. The government should do more in engaging the younger generations, and we need to try to make them believe in this country. The best way they can believe is to engage them positively in all they are doing. So that is all you need to know about what the wife of the late ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, is saying to youths. Vote the right candidate, the one who will really serve your interest or who have your interest at heart. Not some people who will turn the affairs of the government into a family something or into a cartel that will hold the Nigeria hostage for the rest of their lives with their families. So the youths have to be wise in casting your votes or making your choices coming 2023. Unless you still want to remain where you are, because I've seen a lot of youths, even when Ekiti State gubernatorial governor elections were held, we saw youths, able-bodied youths, flaunting 5,000 naira on the camera that they have sold their PVC, they have sold their votes, that nothing can happen. Now I look at them and say, how shame and how mighty have fallen. The youth who are supposed to be the future and the leaders of tomorrow are the one messing up on the internet, showing 5,000. What can 5,000 naira do to you in this present day Nigeria? What can 5,000 naira? 5,000 naira is not even enough. Because I saw the girl, she looked tattered. It's not even enough to make a good hair for her that she will be attracted to men or for a husband. Yet she's busy laughing and even making jest of it that they have sold and that is how they sold their future and sold their destiny. to the so-called, the foolish government officials, to the foolish politicians we have in the country that have no any moral decadency or whatsoever concerning the country, other than to loot away everything that belongs to the poor. And they are very happy for it. So you people have had it from the horse's mouth. If you know how to pound on the mortar. If you don't know how to pound, then let your four toes collect the pounding. That is all I have to know. 7.1 billion naira fraud. We are still after Orji Uzokalo, EFCC. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Thursday said it was still pursuing the 7.1 billion naira fraud case against the former governor of Abia State and current chief whip of the Senate, Senator Orji Uzokalo. The EFCC chairman Abdul Rashid Bawa revealed this to the State House correspondents at the 62nd session of the State House ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications team at the Aso Villa, Abuja. The Punch reported that Carlo has sought an Abuja Federal High Court order to bar the EFCC from trying him. Carlo argued that the Supreme Court decision which ordered the retrial of the fraud case did not include him as a party in the retrial. Granting Kano's plea, the court ordered the EFCC to exclude him from the retrial of the case for which he had been tried and convicted. But a fielding question on issues, Bauer argued that the former governor has neither been discharged nor acquitted. He said the EFCC was still pursuing the matter. My dear, they have used you and they have dumped you. That is Fulanese for you. And now they will rubbish you and make sure they rub you on the ground, on the floor, on the dust. That is how they do. Just like a leaked voice note that this vice presidential candidate of the APC, Kashim Shettima, said, where either they are doing a voice interview or either call conversation, which later leaked, where he said that look at Rosa Sokorocha was grown in the north. He think he can speak outside. He can use all that. They have used him, please, and dump him. Now, can't you see what happened to him at the APC primaries? And that is exactly the point. My dear, you are jumping up and down, even taking Tulumbu to your mother. Mother, see, Tulumbu can't greet you, and you're jumping up and down. Yet, the APC cannot defend you simply because they have used you and they have dumped you. They have left you behind. If now our brother, this is a woman, after the Okubo said, they have left you behind. Yeah? And the patient said, good Lord Jonathan said, only you waka come, there is God. Yeah? There is God. The prosecution lasted for 12 years or so, and he was convicted by the court. He went to the Supreme Court, and the court said yes, because he was elevated to the Court of Appeal. It cannot come back to the lower court, and that he should be retried in Lagos. So, we wanted to arraign him almost immediately in Lagos for the prosecution to start all over again, and then he went to court challenging that he has been discharged and acquitted and nobody discharged and acquitted him. And we are still pursuing the matters in court here in Abuja. So the matter is still ongoing, Bauer revealed. Orji Uzokalo, they have used you and dumped you. The earlier you know this, the better. Very soon you become irrelevant. After the primaries, we know here the voice of our brother again, Ronchas Okoroncha, what did they call him? Nobody hear his voice again. Till this moment again, nobody hear the voice of Ronchas Okoroncha, the main man of APC, who carries APC like he's carrying his own mother at his back, carrying the party like no other. Look at him today, he has been left behind. Our mumu never too much. They have used you, very soon they will rubbish you and you will be no more. You have served these people, they are your paymasters. You have served them. And you think that they will, he said, coming 2027 is a turn of Igbo to produce president and it's going to be you. They have started now to rubbish you coming 2027. If you don't know it, just know it now. They have started now to dent your image. Very soon they will take you in for a second time and you become a second ex-convict. Now, after that, you go third time, because this fraud case can never ever leave you until that money is being retrieved from you. Look at what they are pushing you up and down, 7.1 billion. Imagine somebody who stole 109 billion. They are just recovered 30 billion. 109 billion, and he was at comfort of his home, unchallenged. And you tell me these people, they don't know what they are doing. I blame all our people who think that they are wise, but they are the most mumu people in Nigeria. Likes of Uzo, Oduzo Kalo, Lochas Okoroncha, Lochas Okorausa, Abi Kuroruke, and the Hope Uzo didn't mind them. Hope was now busy enjoying the immunity. Abi, don't worry, your own time is coming. They will soon grab you. Devil Mahi, all of you, they will still receive on our own payment with your own coin. Just wait. Because they have just watched you closely. Make sure that they committed you in all angles, that you can never even escape when the time is right, when they want to strike. He revealed that although the anti-graft agency has received several petitions on some political candidates, it is serving through the petitions to establish those that have substance and are worth investigating. Bauer said a lot of petitions left, right and center against almost every politician that is contesting for office. But what are we going to do at this hour? Do you want us now to invite one presidential candidate to come and make a statement? The same media is going to say it is politically motivated. We are working behind the scenes on all the petitions that we have received that have merit, and I am not politically motivated, and that is why in every command we have what it is called petition vetting committee, made up of officers from the legal department as well as officials that review these petitions to see whether they are in line with our own mandate before they now recommend whether they can be investigated by the EFCC. We even have a manual on that, on the criteria that you need to follow that guide them in terms of coming to accepting or rejecting petitions, according to Bauer. The EFCC chiefs said the commission is partnering with the several stakeholders to discourage vote buying. He explained, we are doing quite a lot on this. We are not working with INEC, we are working with a lot of people, but ultimately we want to work with Nigerians. Nigeria should know the implication of them selling their votes or accepting that their votes should be bought by these individuals. Already, because of what is ongoing now, a lot of people are scared about whether or not they can buy votes, whether or not people will be willing to sell their votes. We hope and pray that our modest efforts will be able to curtail these issues of vote buying when it comes to be in February and in March. God willing, we are working towards seeing that we contribute our quota to curtail. Bauer also revealed that the Anti-Graft Commission has secured 8,787 convictions from 2016 to 2022. He noted that over 50% of the convictions were connected to cyber crimes. According to him, in the first full year of current administration, the EFCC recorded only 195 convictions. That was 2016. In 2017, EFCC recorded 186. We went down. In 2018, we recorded 311 convictions. In 2019, we recorded 2018, yes. In 2019, we recorded 1,280 convictions. It went up with over 312%. In 2022, we had COVID, so we went down to 976. Last year, 2021, which was part of my administration, we recorded an unprecedented 2,220 convictions, and this year, even though it has not ended, we have so far recorded 3,615 convictions in all. So that is all we have for us this very morning. Until I come your way again, please do not forget, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk from my own corner, bringing to you this early morning broadcast, being the Friday. Please, if you have not subscribed, endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Turn on the notification button. Be the first to be notified each time we go live or we post something new on our channel. I still remain your one and only Okute that never changed. May the Almighty God bless you, bless the works of your hand, guide you, and also make this day a memorable and enjoyable one for each and every one of you out there who loves peace and maintain peace. I love you all. Bye for now. Let God and let love lead, because with you and without you there will be no Okute Daily Talk. Have a nice day and have a nice sleep. Let this Friday be a memorable one for each and every one of us. Amen. Thanks you all.